This is Rema Synergy's podcast. Help! We're trying here! And as you can see, we have a guest with us.
Also, our background is different.
Exactly, our background is different. Where are we, guys? Let our audience know.
Night Frank Property Hub office in KK Sabah.
Exactly. And what is this building called again? T1, right?
T1 Bundusan.
T1 Bundusan. Awesome. So we have an awesome topic to share with you this morning. It's still light, as you can see.
Today.
This daytime.
This day.
Yeah, as our podcast goes, help, we're trying here. We're going to be sharing a few interesting news. For example, so the latest one is we have signed an MOU. When I say we, I mean Rema Synergy PLT has signed an MOU with Knight Frank Property Hub
Malaysia.
Exactly, Knight Frank Property Hub Malaysia, and together with us we have the MD of Knight Frank Property Hub, Enoch Khoo. So before we go into Enoch, once again guys, you know where we are. We are in Spotify, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. How do you know how to search for us? Just look for Rema Synergy, type it Rema Synergy, and you'll be able to see us there. So our podcast is once a month, so you're able to see us once a month, this time around. Yes, exactly. Man,
We do our best.
Cannot count. April.
Yeah.
We just had
Whenever you watch
training,
this, that's
and
when it is.
apparently Sylma didn't bring her brain back.
exactly, man. I didn't bring my brain, man, and then they suddenly told me, okay, so you're the host. Ah! But then you know our style, right? You know how we work. Okay, so let's get into this. A quick introduction from each and every one of us here. Let's start with our tech person, the most important person at this moment. Without her,
Creative director.
exactly.
Everything.
Come, a quick introduction bit.
So I have been pre-introduced. Okay, Adelina here. I am also the podcast producer, apart from all the other introductions that have been said. So I'm doing the tech part, the creative part, making sure there's audio and visuals. That's basically my
Exactly,
job
making
today.
sure you can see us and hear us.
Yes.
And to your right, please.
Johan, Performance and Wellbeing Coach. Also would like to say welcome to Enoch and thank you very much for putting your trust in Rema Synergy.
Exactly. We'll put Enoch last.
Okay.
Special people always last. Next to Hanaa, please.
Hello everybody, my name is Hanaa Wong Abdullah. I am the founder and co-founder with Johan of Rema Synergy. Yeah, what's with the fingers? Happy to be here, happy that we're doing this special edition of our podcast because we have a special guest. And we're looking forward to...
We're actually the guest in his building.
That's true.
Exactly.
Guest on our podcast, but we are guests in Enoch's office. Looking forward to whatever we're going to share. It's going to be very spontaneous, no agenda, just sharing our experiences. And if somebody can take something that we share and help them, move ahead, move forward, live a better life, happier life. We're going to touch on maybe well-being as well, right?
Totally.
So that's something that I'm very happy about.
This is the thing about teamwork, right? When you are able to work with your teams, even if you forgot to bring your brain, they will just jump in anytime.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into our guests. Yes, Enoch, introduce yourselves to our audience here.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Enoch Khoo. Happen to be the managing director of Knight Frank Property of Malaysia. Born and bred in Sabah, and I always go with the moniker of Sabah boy in all my social media and etc. So thank you for having this impromptu session. Always a pleasure and perfect timing on a Saturday afternoon as well. So
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your relationship with Coach Hanaa and Coach Johan. How did you get to know them?
all right, Coach Hanaa and Coach Johan. This name does not exist when I first met them.
Not coaches yet.
To put the long story short, I think when I graduated and when I came back from the UK and I started my career as a salesman with Harrison's Trading, selling Milo, Maggi, Nescafe. So those days I was a salesman, distributing and doing all these sales in supermarkets, kedai runcits, from here to Tuaran, Telipok, Mangkatau, Dohongon, and all these things. And when I was there, and I joined an organization called Toastmasters. And it was from that organization, Toastmasters, I happened to know Hanaa. And from Hanaa, I got to know Johan. And then, as they would say, the rest is history. We joined them, and somehow, being the busybody that I was, always asking what they're doing. And there was a day that I think they are conducting some mastermind course or something like that. But even before that, we started a friendship first before we look into any training, etc. So.
Isn't that the best relationship, though, to be friends first?
Friends for many years, and that evolved into where we are today. So they are more than friends today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. What about Johan? Is it the same story with Enoch?
Of course not.
Who knows, man? Just like married couple.
I joined Toastmasters much later, so definitely Enoch was also before me in Toastmasters. Got to know Hanaa, then got introduced to Enoch, and I think my first impression was I was very impressed with Enoch because you don't normally find a Sabah boy that is confident,
right,
and also having big dreams, and also feeling that I can do a lot more.
Right.
I might have been mixing with the wrong young people. But let me just give background. I've been around. I've been in Japan, Singapore, working KL also, and one of the things I like to see is meeting talent. So talent means that you don't have to have the talent out there already. Sometimes it's just the potential.
Correct.
And that you want to polish yourself so that your potential will shine out. And I think that was what impressed me with Enoch.
Because I know you long enough to know that.
You are also one of those, yes?
Yeah. I mean, I know you long enough to know that you only befriend people of quality.
Don't say that. People of quality will get a bit more of my kindness and largesse.
Maybe you should do the other way. You attract quality people.
That's nice.
This one I hardly. They also actually you and I were Toastmasters as well.
We were, yeah.
You were about to compete in Sandakan. You didn't know. I heard of you by reputation.
Correct.
And somehow I convinced you to get into my car in Sandakan when we rented a car. And the rest is history, lah, right?
I was there, right?
Yes,
Together.
You know who she was, but Sylma, okay, Kiki advance, so she's the champion. Okay, never mind. Hey, look, we rented a car. We're going to the conference hotel. You know, right? Yes. It was the only thing I think saved you was it was not a white van.
What's the
White van.
And
White
nobody
van.
was giving you candies,
you were not being kidnapped.
Exactly.
So I guess one of the things is joining organizations where you can socialize.
Yeah.
It's
Correct.
also important.
Correct, joining organizations. What about you, Hanaa? How did you get to know Enoch? Same thing, huh?
Yes, Toastmasters, but sorry, but I have to talk about strengths a little bit.
Sure.
I am now a strengths coach, even though I was not when I met Enoch. I've always had a love of learning. That is one of my strengths. And I think that's what I saw in Enoch. He was so hungry to learn. It doesn't matter who you are, what language you speak, whether you are or you have already made it or on the path or nobody. He just represented somebody like sponge to me, want to learn anything and everything as fast as possible. That was what struck me when I first got to know Enoch.
Really?
And he's so humble. Yeah.
I wasn't humble when I was young.
Okay. Well, like I said in KL during the MOU signing, I've not seen many parts of you. I think.
No, okay, for me, I would take that differently. You don't have to be humble if you already have the talent.
Okay, let's
What? You don't have
If you already, come on, let's say you're a world-class violinist. You go around saying that, no, I don't know how to play this. He's already
That's
been
fake humility.
Yeah, that's different already. If you already have the skill set, people know that you have it. What's wrong? Don't be humble.
True.
Yeah.
So anyway, I recognized and felt very comfortable with a fellow lifelong learner.
Yeah.
That's how I would put it when I first met Enoch. And then I introduced Enoch to Johan, and Johan was equally impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear people say lifelong learner, I am reminded of this Chinese phrase, 活到老学到老. So you live until you old, you learn until you old, right? So how important is personal development to the three of you? I think personal development is a gel behind the scene that makes you guys like be really, really good friends, right? So how important is personal development to you?
Okay, I'll answer this one. I like this question. It will probably create some controversy. I am a lifelong learner. Not only am I a lifelong learner, I'm very curious. I just go down rabbit holes sometimes. I learn about stuff, space, time, spiritual, technology, cooking, everything. It's just interesting to me. And that's the reason why I didn't continue to become a master's or PhD.
What?
Why?
Learning.
Because when you're that level, this is my experience. I meet a lot of these. I've met quite a few of these people.
Right.
It seems that once they reach that level, they go like, I already know.
Yeah.
Because I am
That
a
reminds me of someone.
PhD etc. Okay?
Now.
So yeah. So
Okay, I get it. Yeah. It's not exactly. See, goals is different, right? For everybody, as we have learned just now. So for you guys' information, you heard Enoch said afternoon because in the morning we did learning with Coach Hanaa about strengths profiles, strength spotting. So that's why my brain is like not here 100%, guys. Okay. Yeah. So different people have different goals. So your goal is not to get the PhD or the master's lah.
No.
Okay.
I think personally, I also think that once I get it, I would go around with a chip on my shoulder, saying that look, I'm a PhD, I'm a doctor, or I'm an expert in this area. Therefore, I should know.
Yeah.
There's this feeling that when other people approach me, I should know.
Yeah.
When how can you know when as a single human being? And all that knowledge and information out there, what you know is probably like a drip of water in the ocean.
I think there's also a saying that says the more you learn, the more you realize
You
what
don't know.
you don't know.
What you don't know, yes.
That's
Correct.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, personal development doesn't necessarily will end into PhD or masters.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
It's different for
Yeah.
Everybody has different paths.
Yeah. What about you? What is personal development for you?
Personal development. Well, I mean, like what Johan said, but however, for me, I probably only develop things that I like to develop only, and sometimes I feel that could also be a narrow vision. But if it works for everyone is different.
Correct.
If I'm interested in a topic, I will go all in to learn that topic. And I always tell myself it's okay that I don't know about a lot of things also.
Correct.
So sometimes I always try to minimize what I don't need to do. And that works a lot very well for me in terms of my personal life and even in business. You know, in business I always share with people, you must learn how to say no. Everyone is always talking about let's create more opportunities. For me, I say yes, but let us just say yes to the 2 opportunities. Enough really.
Why do you say that though? Why only 2 and not everything?
Because I always believe in the power of focus.
Focus, exactly.
And a lot of people, they have so many ideas, dreams, but we all know the last point is the most important, is execution.
Correct.
And we are all limited with 24 hours a day.
Correct.
That's why I always look at only the execution part. If can I execute and do this thing or not? If yes,
Correct.
let's go all in. And the rest, it's okay to miss this opportunity. It's not the end of the world. It will come back next year June 1, or it will come back next year in another time or another person.
Yeah.
So I always guard my heart not to feel left out.
Yeah. Not the FOMO.
No,
Yeah.
no,
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 no FOMO, no YOLO.
Try to minimize your FOMO because that helps in your mental health.
Correct.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of time you miss out, you feel, why are all my friends going here and doing that, doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my time has not come.
Yeah.
You might use that to compensate or to
It's not the right time
to
for
have-
me,
Oh,
right?
But somehow it helps.
Not has come for different
Okay,
things.
okay.
I think also because of the social media is so prevalent, we see a lot more of that, and it cultivates that FOMO even
Yes,
more
yes,
because
it
you're
does.
you're seeing it.
Definitely.
If before social media, you may
You won't
hear
feel
it,
that
you
bad
know.
during
Yeah.
that's why I
Correct.
think also social media is probably also the number one platform in promoting all these mental health issues also.
Yeah.
Not
To a
just the
certain extent,
information of it.
Negatively,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's the
Negatively.
positive and the negative. It's not just creating awareness, but I think it can also go narrow it into the negative.
You feel like everyone's doing okay except you.
Yeah,
Correct. That is
Sometimes,
definitely true.
Oh,
sometimes.
definitely.
Yeah.
That is a big issue in social media.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Social media.
Before I go to Hanaa about your personal development, your views on that, right? I want to focus a bit on our
Yes.
guest here. So, you were saying just now that you love to learn, right? So, when you were you learning solo or were you learning with someone? How was your learning process like?
Learning process. So far, I've done a lot of solo learning.
Solo learning.
I think it works better for me because it helps. I like to think a lot and delve deep into it. But I was going with the purpose of why I do the solo learning first is because I know if I have done it and I think it's good, then I share with my team.
Correct.
So I always act like a filter to all these things. And I remember one of the period in my life where I did the most learning was during MCO.
MCO.
I think that period of time I attended close to probably 89, at least 100 hours of all this
Yeah.
Zoom training of various industries.
Yeah. And there
So-
was a lot of incentives on Zoom training
Correct.
as well during the MCO.
During
a lot
the
of free
MCO.
training.
A lot of
and
free
then-
training and but it's very funny because I remember after those months of MCO during MCO, my guys, I always ask them, hey, have you guys go and sign up to this and that, etc. And I remember one of my guys, Alan, said, boss, don't worry, we all just wait for you only. We know you will tell us, you join this course, we will all join one. Because we know you're doing all the filtering while we watch all the Korean movie. I remember he said that. And we all laugh, and they all laugh there. But that's us. I mean, that's me, lah.
That's actually cool how they see you that way, being the filter to their knowledge.
And that gives me the
right?
confidence that I definitely can be a cult leader.
Yeah.
Because they
Okay, I did not see that coming.
Because I managed to make that blind trust to me, that level.
Cult leader.
We
So
will have
wait-
our compound.
When you were filtering what course for your team members, your staff members to attend, what was your criteria like? What was the criteria? Okay, so this coach or this guru is good.
What makes a good program?
Exactly. What makes a good program?
Content.
I think number one, the track record of that person.
So it's the trainer.
The
Trainer
trainer,
credibility.
the trainer, the track record, the substance, the humility, right? I think that's it. That's why coming back with that topic to Rema, and I speak with confidence that definitely Rema Synergy is someone that I look up to.
Oh, thank you very much.
Not because of this podcast, but, but this podcast allows
He
me
was not paid to say that.
allows me the platform to share that a lot of people trust my judgment. And that is a responsibility that I should not
Correct.
abuse, right? So when you have that trust, then whether how far this training can go, it is irrelevant already,
Correct.
because you're bringing good people for your people. I mean, good trainers for your people,
Correct.
and it's on them to extract how much they can extract. Really, it's
It's
not the trainer's
Correct.
KPI.
Correct.
It is the receiver. They must be ready to receive as well.
Law of readiness. Yes.
Okay. So I'm very clear with that. So if you notice, we never talk about KPI, what I want, what I etc. Because everyone needs to play their part.
Nice. I love the way you think. Whenever you speak, I can see bits of Hanaa, bits of Johan. No wonder you guys are friends.
Yeah.
So for your information, guys, it's not that Enoch and I are not friends or with Adelina as well. It's just that they have known each other the longer time. And also it's more on the personal level of understanding each other, knowing each other. So this is
Trust
actually
and respect.
correct,
Yeah.
trust and respect. So this is actually a privilege for myself to be able to get to know the MD of Knight Frank Property Hub on such a personal level.
Yeah.
So how cool is that, guys? Okay, you can check out his social media. What is your handle again, Sabah boy?
Oh, Enoch Khoo, you just
We're suddenly formal. Thank you so much for sharing, Enoch. And let's go to Hanaa. What is your view on personal development, Hanaa?
At the risk of sounding very cliche, it is back to the lifelong learning, personal development. How can we all not want to develop ourselves? And every day is a learning day. So whether it's a mistake, you learn from that mistake.
Correct.
Whether it was a successful lesson,
Correct.
you learn from that. And whatever gems we learn each day helps to make us a better person moving forward. And if everybody is always on that path of developing ourselves to be the best version of ourselves, then I think we can help to make the world a better place.
Yeah. Exactly. Make the world a better place. That reminds me of your strengths, one of your strengths, which is gratitude and growth.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your viewpoint on personal development?
Well, based on my strengths.
Why not, guys? Why not?
No strengths today.
We were just saturated with the realm of strengths this morning. So for me, my view on personal development is, of course, in terms of growth. Through this journey is learning that there's so many opportunity for growth, and like Enoch said, you need to learn how to say no and say, this is not for me now. It's the opportunity will come back later, and learning that and understanding that, accepting that especially, really helps in not trying to take too many things at the same time. Understanding that your needs and other people's needs are different. Your timing, other people's timing is different.
That's right.
So that for me was part of my own personal development, and I find it to be a very exciting journey because it's just so easy to look at people and say, well, they're so successful without understanding or knowing their backstory or the work or the effort or the things that they have to go through to get to that point. And then at the same time, learning the art of gratitude has been very it's been key, I feel, in the whole journey as well, because I feel like in this day and age we forget to be grateful.
Yeah.
It's so easy to forget to be grateful, especially when you go through hard things, or you don't get what you want, or you plan something and it doesn't go the way you wanted. And having that mentality of being grateful, if it doesn't go how you want, then there's a shift of your perspective as well. Where then you'll go, okay, it's not meant for me, or there's something else in store for me. This is not the point of time for me. Not the right time for me to receive this. Because what if you receive it, you don't know what to do with it?
Correct.
Then it doesn't add into your personal development or in your journey.
Correct.
So all of those things, there's purpose for everything that happened. There is purpose, and in your life, there's also purpose.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just on the point of shifting in perspective and finding purpose, when we met Enoch, and Johan invited Enoch to join one of our, at that time we called it a mastermind group, just to get together once a week in the morning before office hours, and brainstorm and talk about anything to do with career and business. One day we were, what's the story about the fish tank again? He was working, and then he had to go back. He went back to the office because he had no life at that time.
He was on leave. He said. I think he was on leave.
It was a Sunday.
Saturday.
It was a Saturday, and you didn't have to go back to the office, but you told us you are going back to the office, and we said, "Huh? Why?" And he said, "To feed my fish."
We knew there was a problem already.
But I think that time you were going through a perspective shift. Because the next thing we knew was you announced to us, I'm moving to KL. Huh?
I think my first job being a salesman in Harrison's, Milo, Maggie Nescafe and all these things, I just fell in love with that job. You know, I just love that. Even today, you know, I'm such a Nestle guy, you know, until today. So once you love that job, right, and you will work 7 days a week for free also,
Right.
so it was very liberating for me. So for me, going back to office is such a joy to go back. And you can see me Saturday afternoon, I'll be, even though that time I was managing certain outlets, etc., I will go to Lika Smart supermarket. I remember I will help them to stack products, which is not my job, which is a supermarket assistant's job, not mine. I'm the guy that supplies the product. So, but the owner come and saw, he said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "Hey, no, enough stop already. I have to do price tag and etc." This guy was like,
Really good officer.
and the owner of the Lika Smart, Mr. Lim, you know, until today we are very, very good friends. You know, he's the ex-president of SCCC Golf Club and everything. You know, but from day one also, you know, I just love that job. You know. And when people pick up different, like they pick up Vico or Ovaltine and not Milo on the corridor, it's like, why?
What's wrong with
Put it
us?
back.
Disclaimer to our listeners, our viewers.
No, we're not paid.
We are not paid. We are not endorsing any brands here. Okay,
No,
we're not
it's-
sponsored. We're not
Yeah.
sponsoring.
Yeah.
This is just Enoch's experience.
Passion.
Yeah, his
Passion.
experience working with those brands. Just to let you guys know. Okay? Yes.
I think that passion that time was so important. It fuels your life. Once you enjoy or you like. But you know, on hindsight, I also remember when I did that job, because I studied in UK and I'm a business information system graduate. When I came back, then some of my friends say, "Why are you doing all this supermarket job? Salesman, right? You're UK or." It didn't matter to me at all. You know. I think it's important to let go of that
Mentality.
that mentality.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Agree.
mindset
I
shift.
love this job. This is so interesting, you know.
Yeah.
This job is so interesting.
Because it energizes you.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you're saying even 7 days a week work also you don't feel like working. It's not like working at all,
It's
right?
not okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes labels affect you.
Labels affect you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Bachelor, masters, PhD.
Yeah.
You back on that, okay, moving away from that, I just want to acknowledge Enoch, because I think, you know, during a time when he shifted in terms of, I knew he loved his job also. I joke that he has no life. Of course he had a life. But to me it was a bit sudden when he spoke to us one time on a career change, and then the next thing we knew he was moving to KL.
Right.
So it's like, we're losing a talent, Sabah. You know, we're gonna lose him to West Malaysia. Oh no.
No, but he had a plan.
Yes,
he had a
yes,
plan.
yes,
He was
yes.
going to try real estate
Try,
at the time.
and you said you were gonna give it, I don't know, 1
Yeah.
year, 2 years, something
Yeah.
like that.
2 years.
Yeah. So my acknowledgement is his courage.
Courage.
Yeah, the courage that, you know, even though you love your job at that time so much, you felt you needed to shift and try something new. And that's not easy for anybody.
Correct.
Yeah.
How was your mental well-being when you were working in KL? Is there a difference?
It was great.
Yeah?
It was great because when you're so focused and wanting to achieve something during those days, right, when you're a bit younger,
A bit younger.
a bit
Bit lah,
younger,
bit.
you don't have time to have mental problem as well.
You don't have time.
Not the right time.
Cannot schedule in mental problem.
Ouch. And I have to qualify because it's probably easier because those days you don't have that much social media.
Yeah.
It helps a lot that you don't have that much social media. So for me, is when I went to KL to chart another part of my career, I really have nothing to lose. I keep on telling myself, you have nothing to lose. You have to go all out, number one. But the real driving force for me that time was, I always have this issue of why Sabahan's going to KL is not as big as KL people.
What do you mean in not as big in terms
Because
of what?
all these years I see is always KL people coming to Sabah to do business.
Okay.
How many Sabah grown company has gone to KL to do business?
Okay.
Not many. And we've got big boys, and some of the big boys, they are so big that we forgot they are from Sabah. Example, Hapsing is actually a Sabahan company.
Correct.
A lot of us we forgot, but they've gone
Correct.
global.
Correct. You're right.
But you see, other than Hapsing or that matter,
Milo?
where are the other
Yes.
Sabah companies that can say that they have started in Sabah, gone to KL, and won't say make it big, right? At least they have done something there.
Yeah.
So that has been in my mind until today. To say let's give these boys a run for their money, and probably the East Malaysia way of doing business is a different perspective of doing business in KL.
You have tenacity. One of the
Yeah.
things. Tenacity.
And that pride in me, so whenever I see a developer, etc., that's why I say, hey, I'm a Sabah boy. I'm a Sabah boy.
Yeah.
I'm a Sabah boy. And that stick until today lah. So now I go to Mama also do CV, hey, Sabah boy. I'm already 44 years old already.
It's a branding. It's a
Yeah,
branding.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't not sure how long this brand will last.
It's interesting
Still got.
to hear you say that you didn't have time to have any mental issues. One thing, because you were so focused on what you were doing, right? That's what doing what you love does to you,
Yeah.
right? That's one thing. Another thing that I keep hearing you say since the beginning of our podcast is that at that time there was no social media.
Yeah.
So that helped for you not to go down there, right? So I heard boss also, Coach Johan also said the same thing just now about social media, and even you touched on it,
Yeah.
Adelina. So what is it about social media that you guys think contributes to mental health issues? What is it about?
Human beings like to compare ourselves. You look
Okay.
at somebody your age, somebody that looks like you, and then you see a different life that they have, and you feel like you're a failure.
So it's comparing.
Comparing.
Okay.
Okay. If I wasn't so much more aware,
Right.
if I look at a 24-year-old driving a Lamborghini, living in Dubai, and then having so much money, I'm just like, what the hell have I been doing in my life? I'm a failure. I'm a total failure.
Right.
Then you found out the guy actually rented the car.
Correct. You could have rented the car.
Just for that few
just
hours
for
of
that,
shooting, yeah.
Right. So, but some people don't have that awareness that these things are fake. Could
Okay.
be fake.
Okay.
There are definitely some that maybe are successful, and I would agree that there are some successful because there are opportunities that the internet has opened up, social media has opened up, that were never around 15, 20 years ago.
For example, us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcasting,
Yes.
influencers, etc. Definitely, there have been some opportunities, but I think the cons, the negatives have been even more. And there's been a lot of research done on it as well,
Right.
where when you're exposed to this kind of social media, your perception of success, perception of where you should be, just gets skewed.
reality.
Reality
Yeah,
is
it's
just
just-
Skewed. Yeah.
no, and we're already seeing it in our teenagers. Last time, at least some parents say, no, you're not allowed to have a handphone until you're 16 or 18. Now, 11-year-old, 12-year-old also, you already have to give them a
You
handphone.
wouldn't have cyberbullying last time, but today it's
Yeah.
a real,
Even
people
child
calling you
pornography.
names.
Cyberbullying, they take video also post.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I think like what you said, that pornography is now accessible to 8-9-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Anyone with access to a computer and
It
internet.
is just so
or even mobile.
crazy, right? That kind of amount, and it also beats the thrill of last time when you tried to watch a blue film, you know, and compared to now, you know.
It's the thrill.
It don't sound like you know what you're talking about.
So last time you need to be a lot more creative. Now it's so easily accessible, so your creativity level drop for the younger generation.
Now it's all about instant gratification
Yeah.
instead of
Yes.
being grateful,
Yeah.
right?
But I'd like to bring that back to some of the things that we said.
Mm.
One of the things that stuck to my mind was hunger. When you asked me what I saw when we first met, the impression was hungry, like Hanaa said, hungry, and also somebody that wants to go places. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of our youth now, how to say, if I were to use the hunger again, they rather be spoon-fed.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not hungry; they're just waiting to be fed. Okay, there's a big difference there. Okay, both of you may be hungry, one being spoon-fed, but one is going to go out there to look for sustenance.
Right.
And this is the situation I find in a lot of our youth now, where they expect people to help them, expect people to feed them, and as you said, instant gratification, cannot wait. You
Yeah.
tell them to wait for 3 months, 6 months, cannot. I want it now because the fellow there say 90 days, follow my program, millionaire.
No,
Within
but
2 weeks.
then again, when you say youth, it's still very broad.
Yeah,
There's a big,
it's
big
broad.
difference
We
between
talk about
millennials, Gen Z, you know.
Yeah,
Gen
in
Z,
general,
all that as well.
of course they are the gems,
Yeah.
okay? But we speak in general terms here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
This is what we are seeing, and this is the effect of all the social media and also a generational change.
I like that.
I think it's not spoon-fed, it's probably entitlement.
Entitlement.
That
That
word
is,
entitlement. That somehow along the way someone is supposed to help them, or
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
need certain things, people are supposed to help them,
Right.
paying it forward and doing what, but still not.
You've got to show some
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
That's
like
what
that
the
you
thing.
brought that up also. Yes.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say also that what Hanaa pointed out is you still have to put in effort. I think that's the
Correct.
part that is missing in that equation. That yes, people will help, you can get help, but there is a certain amount of effort that needs to be put in on your side. Like it's like going to an event and you have a commitment fee.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like a sign of commitment. You're putting in some effort. It's not just okay, give it to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
True. You were talking about our society as a whole. Now I want to ask Enoch, do you see the same pattern that Coach Johan was saying just now in workforce? Is that the same pattern? You are the MD for Knight Frank Property Hub Malaysia, right? It's not just Sabah now. We're not talking about just Sabah, but it's Malaysia as a whole. And you have gone through how many employees, staff members, team members. So do you see the same pattern going on within the workforce?
A little bit different because the age group of people that join us and everyone's journey is just so diverse.
Okay.
Everyone's background is so diverse. But I only can say the ones that I see more successful, maybe that's a more positive light of putting to answer that question is people with gratefulness will go a lot further.
People with gratitude.
Gratitude.
Ah.
Because I see 3 patterns. A person who join, the moment that person is successful, in terms of monetary value, you see 2 changes. Either they go really arrogant, or they even more humble, or and they put in more hard work
Right.
to that,
Right.
right?
So it doesn't matter what age you're
Doesn't
saying.
matter.
Okay.
Money is a very good test, litmus test
Correct.
to
Changes
anyone,
people.
Yes.
and that applies to me as well when I say to anyone.
Okay.
Right? So you have people who claim, I'll be super loyal. This is the best company in the world. I'll be super loyal. Yeah, wait until someone offer you, 2 million to join them. They say, boss,
Very true.
thank you.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is
So never over promise or over say certain things. And I mean that one. So that's one. And number two, also, I think it's very important to know that we are only just stewards of where we are.
We are just
Stewards.
Okay,
So
of
like
where we
today,
are.
you know, I really don't like this word, or I'm the MD of this company, but it's a fact.
It is.
But
Yeah.
because I normally tell people I'm a salesman.
Happen to
Then
be
that happens to be the MD, right?
MD.
But I'm very clear in my position. I'm only a steward of this responsibility that God Almighty has given to me for this season in my life. And if that season, for how long, I don't know, but you have to give your level best. After that, I might move on to another level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that time, even that time when you want to impact your people, you might not have the opportunity anymore already.
Correct.
So example, I could be, say, transferred to Australia, example. And all my people in Malaysia, even you want to impact them, you just don't have the opportunity anymore.
Yeah.
True.
So while you are here in this position, please use the best opportunity to impact and to learn and to
So
work
you're
with
saying
people.
the summary is it doesn't matter the age, as long as when they go into the workforce, they have this attitude of gratitude, that will help them.
That will help them and help me also.
Help them. Okay. So how does it correlate, right? With what you were saying just now, Coach Johan, about different ages we're going through. What was
Okay,
the
but
word?
you see, I had the opportunity to
Yeah.
maybe half an hour see some of his people in his office, right? And we know some of the Sabah people as well, right? I think that question is a bit harder for him to answer because of the industry here. This is already a hard industry,
Right.
where if you're talking about the spoon-fed people entitled, they might not come here.
Here is where?
As
Property,
in property,
real
the
estate.
industry.
Right.
Real estate, or it could be insurance, or could be sales, because it already has a certain hard work involved.
Correct.
The work ethics is
The work
harsh.
ethics is totally different.
Yes.
The people I met in here and also in my friend's property hub in KL impressed me. The ones that I met, they are capable. They're really able to do their job.
Yes.
But I think that's also due to your HR filtering process.
Right.
You have to go through certain.
So that means certain people with certain kind of strengths will be in certain categories.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that means strengths profiling, understanding your strengths is definitely awesome and important. Yeah.
It really is. It's just, I mean, not to sell or do a pitch online now.
I
a
am.
podcast. Yes, thank you, Sylma. But for me, it's a love. My love for strengths is that I now know the language of strengths. I know how to strength spot in other people. So I can just help others see their strengths where maybe they were not so aware of their strengths before. Just like even this morning, right? You had an expression as you were writing, and then oh, I can use this strength.
Yeah.
And you know, Adelina also had a change in perspective, seeing strengths, not using those strengths that de-energize us, but let's, you know, all of us are capable of using and maximizing the strengths that make us feel good, make us feel successful,
Yeah.
make us not tired in, you know, living the life and working and etc. So I think just with real estate negotiators, rents and property agents, it's a harsh industry.
It is.
But the people that we met in KL recently, and also those that we know here, to me, the way Enoch has built the culture, that you can feel it. You know, there's a genuine sense of everybody knows they are appreciated, that they are seen. So something Enoch said that day at the MOU signing really touched me was in Knight Frank Property Hub, we do not see you agents as products. You know, so really seeing the humanness in everybody was really heartwarming. How many companies are there out there nowadays?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dog eat dog world.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
those values that spoke about, and I can witness with my eyes, seeing knowing the people here and in KKN, in KL, just make me so reassured that our two companies, our values are very, very aligned.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome. Is that part of the reason why you wanted to sign the MOU with Rema?
That's the only reason.
This is So you're a big believer in coaching, a big believer in having a trainer for a company. Yes, that's what I'm getting from our conversation also before this. Is that so?
Yes, because not many people has the opportunity to meet people that can mentor or coach them.
Very true.
You know how I'm blessed. I met people like Hannah and Johan. There are a few 100,000 people that has not have the opportunity. And if within my authority and power that I can bring this to our platform, that is already something I've done right.
Correct.
In my position.
Yeah.
Like I say, not everyone grew up with, they join NGOs or whatever organization. They are so stuck in their life and they are waiting to be unearthed, or polished, or to give them a different perspective about life. Life cannot be just that only, So if with training and coaching, it opens up their mindset, opens up opportunities, and hopefully they are grateful. Then we can prolong this training and coaching for more years to come. But are we ready for one or two which are ungrateful? Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are always
We
ready
cannot please
for
everyone.
one
We
or
can't
two
control people.
that comes through and say there's nothing fantastic about
correct,
it.
correct.
I've seen this before. I've heard this before. It's okay. We need these people to surface up also, so that we know what to do with them also.
Yeah, exactly. It's also a check and balance, huh?
So I always look at it it's an investment.
The world is fair.
Yeah, the world is fair.
Exactly.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So you guys, we are doing a special episode today. Okay. If you have been listening from the beginning, let us know in the comment section, what do you think about this? What do you think about personal development? What are your views on mental well-being? Are you in the Gen Z, millennial, boomers? Where are you? Okay, let us know. And if you need any coaching, you have heard so far that we have a strengths coach with us, Hanaa. We have a performance and well-being coach, Johan. We have a creativity and productivity trainer. Passionate, multi-talented Adelina here. And I am a confidence coach myself. And here we have an MD for Knight Frank Property Hub who believes in coaching, who believes that people should be able to have the opportunity, access to training and coaching. So guys, if you are in need of help, please do not be shy. Let us know in the comment section. You know how to get to us. I told you, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We are on Spotify and also YouTube. And our, our website is remasynergy.com. So come to us. Let us know how we can
Drop us a
help you.
comment, ask questions. Yeah.
Exactly. Ask questions.
We don't bite.
We always said to our kids when they were young, you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we say this to the Rema Synergy team as well.
Yeah, exactly. You don't ask, you don't get. It has been a great pleasure, seriously great pleasure to have Enoch with us. Normally it's just us and our team member Evelyn. Evelyn is not here today with us. She is away for other family matters. But it's been a great pleasure to have Enoch with us. So before we cut this session, right, everybody, can you please share with me, what do you want the audience to know right now? What is your last thoughts? Not last thoughts for the
For this episode.
for this episode. This episode. Okay, let's start with Adelina here.
Okay, I think what I want to share is basically a little bit of a summary of my takeaways from our conversation today.
Yeah.
Is that people are diverse.
Correct.
People are unique. Even during our training just now, Hanaa shared that there's just a limitless combination basically of strengths, and nobody will be the same. The chances are less than 1%. So because of that that diverseness, there's of course everybody has different needs and different wants to cater to. So they have different goals as well. And having gone through today's training, especially, I think it's helpful to speak up and say, hey, can someone help me streamline what I'm thinking about, or help me see whether this is going to work or not, if there's something that I'm missing. Like during the peer review, during our training today, it was very insightful and helpful because I was focusing on something else, but because you speak up and there are other people around to help and give their thoughts and feedback. They're people who are experts. We've got the performance and well-being coach, you've got strengths coach, confidence coach. Speaking up and having someone that support system really helps. So because of that diversity and your problems or your challenges or obstacles is unique, getting a fresh set of eyes or a listening ear can be a good sounding board.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you for summarizing for all of us.
No. You're not going to be running away from this.
Whatever she said.
You're absolutely correct.
Yes, you
That's
are
exactly
absolutely
what I
correct.
said.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, Adelina. What about you, Hanaa?
I guess for today, it's, well, one thing is I'm also a little bit brain dead after the training this morning. But it was so enjoyable, honestly, doing in-house training for the team. As you mentioned, we're all at a certain level, so we can grasp faster. But it was a beautiful module that I had to create for my reaccreditation for all everybody's information. And if it wasn't for the reaccreditation requirement, I would not have gone into it to simplify the concepts and merge how we can use strengths together with goal setting. And I know everybody's eyes rolled when I said we're going to use the SMART goal framework. It's like, oh, not again. But wasn't it different? Wasn't it different? That putting, so for me, one of my strengths is like yours. I like to think a lot. So incubating the design for delivering today a half-day program was so satisfying for me. And then from that to have Enoch share his perspectives, also to receive his love and support, for moving forward our two companies. It's just a beautiful day to be grateful.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you very much, Hanaa. What about you, Johan?
Yes, whatever both of them said also. But I'd like to add, today I find we had a lot of content that's quite good. I'd like to also just bring this in. The MCO was a challenge for everyone, okay? But it also had a situation where I think this generation only will experience,
right?
Where practically the whole world was reset, everything stopped.
Yeah. Sometimes I missed it.
Yes, one of my strengths is competitive. I like to compete, right? And when I heard that everybody else, other coaches, other trainers couldn't get out as well, everybody was to stay at home. I was so chill. It's like nobody can do any work, right?
Exactly. Nobody's gonna call me.
Yeah. So like Enoch says, then you go in and you spend time on yourself. Many people learn how to cook. Many people connected with their families. Many people started learning, going online and learning. And like Enoch said, you learned the most probably during that time, right?
I attended
the most courses at that time.
That period of time,
right? And I'd just like to say in relation to the social media as well, take breaks. We need to take a break because otherwise we just get caught into doom scrolling. You scroll. Sometimes I'm also doom scrolling, although I know that it's bad. It's like, 4 o'clock, okay, I need to cook at 6. Never mind, I do half an hour. Next thing, 5:30.
Now no need to scroll. Now TikTok live.
Certainly.
Oh my goodness.
So
No
One is, I think, take breaks. Okay? You need to take breaks. Take a break from social media. Go out. Just get away from. There's actually some advice, which is put your handphone away.
Yeah.
Can you? Because even with your handphone, right? Even you're not scrolling, your handphone is there. Imagine that I ask you today, half an hour, just leave your handphone somewhere else. Walk away. Oh, it's like some people like cannot. They're already. This is part and parcel of your body, you know. It's your appendage. Right, so some advice is 30 minutes away from your device. Away means walk away from it, and you will see your emotions get much better.
Yeah,
because you're not.
Very true.
So well-being improves.
That's one of the things. Now I'd like to bring back to the MCO again. During the MCO, there was one thing: social distancing.
Okay.
Remember?
Okay.
Sorry, social distancing. But as we can see today, our connections here are because we didn't social distance per se. I'm not doing it. We met in Toastmasters, we put ourselves out there to meet other people. Nowadays, in Sabah, there's so much more. If you don't want to speak, there's BNI.
Correct.
Besides BNI, there's Rotary, there's Lion, there's so many other NGOs where you can meet like-minded people, right? So go out there. Who knows, 10 years, 15 years later, those friends that you meet in that organization may become collaborating partners in other things that you do. Okay? So just go in there and make friends.
So if you don't go out there, you never meet them.
Exactly.
So you never
And
know.
worst is, when you have a challenge or you need to have support, you have nobody to turn to.
I have a friend that says, if you're not networking, you're not working.
They might want to consider becoming a real estate.
Thank you so much, Colin. Thank you very much for that point. I agree. I agree full-heartedly with everything that you have said. And last but not least, our special guest, Enoch. What are your thoughts on this? And also your emotions. We want to hear everything.
Oh, we didn't share emotion.
We special.
I think this is also a very good month. Fasting is not just about food. So fasting can also be on social media as well. So I think fasting is a very good month to reflect on or to realign our thoughts and processes. But I think have a temporal mindset as well. Temporal mindset that whatever happens, good or bad, these too shall pass. When you are doing well, these too shall pass.
That's true.
When things are not doing that well, these too shall pass.
Yeah, true.
I think that helps me to balance a lot of my decision making moving forward.
Humility, another word for Enoch.
Yes,
You have humility. Very awesome. You're an awesome human being. Very
rare anyone of my people says that I'm like that,
You have to mix with us more.
Is that so? Is that the last words you have?
I do.
Anything
And,
For this episode.
just to throw in a little bit more, I think if you know where to find Rema Synergy, so if you throw in your comments, the best question, etc. I happen to write a book called Cock and Bull of the Real Estate Industry. I'll leave it to Rema Synergy to give you the book. If they choose your comment as one of the better constructive comments, alright?
Awesome. What is it again, Enoch? Cock and Bull of?
Cock and Bull of the Real Estate Industry.
Cock and Bull of the Real Estate Industry. Okay, by
Very good.
Our Sabahan boy.
Please comment and throw in all your questions and your
Best comments.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Best comment gets a free book. Yay!
You hear that, guys?
I will comment.
Yes, so we have heard from our team members, our normal team members from Rema Synergy, and you have heard from our special guest today, Enoch, who is also the MD of Knight Frank Property Hub Malaysia. And once again, guys, to share the good news with you, we have had an MOU signing with Knight Frank Property Hub Malaysia and also Rema Synergy PLT, and that is part of the reason why Enoch is here with us for this special episode of our podcast. Help! We're trying here! So once again, guys, you know where to look for us. Just look for Rema Synergy and you'll be able to find us on all social media. And I am your host, Sylma. I'm also the CEO and confidence coach from Rema Synergy. So we are from Rema Synergy and from Knight Frank Property Hub. So until next time, guys, bye!
Bye!